Have you ever stopped to reflect on the depth of this question? It is an inquiry that goes far beyond what it appears to be. At some point, all of us delay the life we truly want to live. 2,000 years ago, Seneca wrote about this and explained in a very interesting way why we act this way. In his letters, he asks, "Why do you postpone yourself?" This question hits us like a slap in the face because we know we are guilty of doing this. Think about it. You want to become more intelligent, kinder, more successful, spend more time with the people you love, do things that truly matter, and have a better quality of life. But why hasn't this happened yet? Firstly, because of an illusion that we all live at some point in life, the belief that work is the path to happiness. We believe that we can only achieve these goals after working hard in a job we don't like, so one day in the future, we can finally feel happy and fulfilled. However, this illusion has been debunked countless times. We see thousands of cases of people who followed this path and, at the end of the journey, realized that they postponed happiness and never found it. I understood this through minimalism when I started studying my own life and realized I was following that same path. Fortunately, I opened my eyes to a new perspective. Understanding that happiness cannot be postponed is crucial. It is part of the process. Happiness is, in fact, your state of mind, your perspective on life. This is the only obvious explanation for why some people have everything except happiness, while others are happy even with nothing. This is the moral of the story: happiness is the foundation of everything, not a final result. Henry David Thoreau heavily criticized the pace at which modern life changes, comparing it to a train that allowed people to travel much faster. He highlighted that while the train sped up travel, it didn't account for the time people spent working to buy a single ticket. In other words, now we can speed things up, but at what cost? Often, we think we need to accumulate a lot of money before dedicating ourselves to the things we truly love, such as reading, spending time with important people, pursuing hobbies, and taking care of ourselves. However, the truth is that we need to do these things simultaneously. As I mentioned in my recent videos, you might be focused on your future, but answer one simple question: what if you die tomorrow? What remains of your life? How much have you truly lived? How many things did you want to do but didn't because you were too busy focusing solely on the future? I know it's a shock to think about this, and it hurts to reflect on death. However, this reflection is essential for us to reevaluate our priorities and seek a more balanced and meaningful life. Reality is the only path we are all walking towards, so the only thing that truly matters is enjoying the journey, enjoying life. When I understood this, I made a significant change in how I lived my days. Today, I don't focus solely on money or the future. I make sure to do the things I love every day because they are what motivate me to keep working towards a better future. There was a time, when I was younger and started my first company at 23, that I was in the mindset of building a business that generated a lot of money and becoming a super entrepreneur. That was, in fact, the phase when I was the most stressed, worked the hardest, and earned the least money. Fortunately, it didn't take long for me to realize that it wasn't working, and I completely changed my pace. The key is to align your principles, values, and daily actions. This is much simpler than you might think. Just take a piece of paper and make a list of your principles and goals, the things you value most and want to focus on in life. Then, make a list of the activities you do daily. Compare the two lists, and you'll see that the things you do are not the same as your priorities. Often, your priorities are the things you most neglect and end up sidelining, creating a significant inconsistency within yourself, where you want one thing but do something entirely different. You probably start the day trying to sleep until the last possible minute. The first thing you do is grab your phone and enter that comparison mode of your life with others. Then, you don't eat properly and go straight to work, which is just a means to an end, making money. And almost certainly, you waste a good portion of that money on things that are not your true goals and priorities. When I was in this money race, I focused only on earning and maintaining an appearance. I was trying to maintain the appearance of a successful businessman and a lifestyle that was heading towards rampant consumerism. That's when I realized what I was doing made no sense because it had no connection with my priorities. One way I changed was by altering my appearance. I used to buy clothes for the brand and what they represented to others. Now, I do the opposite. I wear minimalist clothing where the only thing that matters is what they do for me. Returning to the main point, this is where the game changes, where you start questioning what you do every single day. Everything has a cost, and the price of the unnecessary is very high. Often, this cost is much greater than we realize. As Seneca said, hunger is cheap, but taste is expensive. Many of us spend more than we need on non-essential luxuries. These luxuries, in themselves, are not the problem. The problem arises when the desire for them disrupts your life. It all depends on the circumstance. For example, if you earn 1,000 Brazilian reals a month and decide to buy a pizza for 100 Brazilian reals, it will ruin your opportunity to invest in education, buy a book, or take a course, things that could truly improve your life. But if you earn 5,000 Brazilian reals a month, a pizza won't make much of a difference. That's why I say, it's two different weights for the same situation. So, understand unnecessary luxury as something that shouldn't be done at that moment, which doesn't mean it can never be done. This ties directly into the philosophy of this video, not abandoning the things you value, but finding a balance between them. For instance, I consider it a luxury to lie down watching series when I could be working, studying, cleaning the house, or eating properly. These are examples of how we delay our lives with daily actions that do not align with our values and goals. This brings us to the concept of the essential. When you give up unnecessary things, you save a lot of money, don't need to work as much, and have more time to focus on what truly matters. The race for desires is exactly this, working at a job you don't like to buy things you don't need, to impress people you don't know, and worse, who don't care about you. That's why today, I live a simple life. I do everything I want. If I want to read, I stop, sit down, and read. If I want to exercise, I go to the gym. If I want to work, I sit in my office and work. I don't miss doing anything, and I certainly don't feel the absence of anything in my life. I know some of you, still caught up in this rhythm, will question me about time, work, cost of living, and many other things. But the path you need to take is exactly the opposite, start questioning everything. First, why do you do what you do? Why do you work where you work? Is it for you, for your own satisfaction? Is it for the money? Is it to maintain an appearance? Is it to maintain a certain lifestyle? Is it because you need to pay expensive rent? If so, ask yourself, do you want or need a place at that price? Why do you live where you live? Wouldn't it be possible to live in another city with a lower cost of living, where you would have a better quality of life while spending less? The salary you need to earn, is it to cover necessities, or is it because you have many luxuries? What do you spend your money on? Food, necessary things, or frivolities? All these things you do, what is the reason? Is it to please others or to please yourself? What would be ideal for your life? What is your enough? I see many inconsistencies in people precisely because of this. They are living a life racing to earn more and more money, when in reality, they value few things and could very well work less, live a genuinely good life, but they haven't realized this yet. I tell you this because I have been through it. I took a few steps back, built a slower life, and with that, gained a completely new perspective. Over the years, I've had time to better reflect on everything I was doing, which consequently led me to work less and focus only on what brought me real benefits. By doing this, I was able to do the things I truly wanted to do. Consuming less and caring less about material things gave me more purchasing power, allowing me to reinvest in things that bring returns. In recent years, I have consistently earned more and more money exactly because of this, consuming less, saving more, and reinvesting. This not only allowed me to work less but also to enjoy my life more. Therefore, It is essential to identify what really matters to you and prioritize those things in your daily life, enjoying one day at a time, living the process, and making improvements every day without leaving your happiness in the hands of an uncertain future. In summary, you are probably delaying your life because you are stuck in this cycle of work and consumption. You need to reassess your priorities to focus on what truly matters, without waiting for the perfect moment. I hope you take some time to think about this now, because I am absolutely certain things will change. Once you start questioning this every day, there is no turning back. See you next time. Thank you.